Picture this, it's lap 45 at Monza, the temple of speed. And Oscar Piastri's just nailed a flawless pit stop, taking Pita from his teammate Lando Norris. Then, out of nowhere, his race engineer's voice crackles over the radio, "Give the position back." According to a report in The Age, those 5 words sparked a firestorm that's tearing McLaren apart. Could this one call have just handed the 2025 Drivers' Championship to Norris? Stick around, because the evidence we're about to unpack changes everything. Let's rewind to Monza. September 7, 2025, McLaren's in the driver's seat literally. Their MCL 39 is dominating, and their two stars, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, are locked in a fierce battle for the driver's title. Piastri's leading by 30 for points, but Monza's about to shake things up. The race plan, as detailed in the What Piastri and Webber Just Did document, was simple. Pit both drivers late to counter Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, with Piastri stopping first to cover him, and Norris following to hold Pita behind Max Verstappen. No funny business. No position swaps. McLaren strategist Will Joseph promised Norris over the radio. There'll be no undercut, Norris double-checked. And Joseph locked it in, but here's where it gets messy. Piastri's pit crew delivers a textbook 1.9-second stop your precision. Norris rolls in a lap later, and disaster strikes. A stuck front left wheel, as the document describes, costs him for seconds, spitting him out in P3 behind Piastri. By racing logic, that's just bad luck. Pit stops are part of the game, like a sudden rain shower or a rogue safety car. But McLaren had other ideas. Enter problem number 1, the team's pre-race promise of no position changes, which now hangs like a guillotine over Piastri's hard-earned Pita. Problem number 2, the radio call. With 7 laps left, race engineer Tom Stowler tells Piastri, "Give the place back to Lando." Piastri's response, quoted in the document, cuts deep. Slow pit stops have always been part of racing. So why was this different? He's got a point. Why penalize a driver for his crew's perfection? The tension's palpable. Piastri complies, but you can hear the frustration in his voice. Problem number 3, the fallout. Mark Webber, Piastri's mentor, doesn't hold back. As reported in the document, he calls out growing favoritism at McLaren, drawing from his own bitter experience at Red Bull in 2010, when he was sidelined for Sebastian Vettel. Then, Bernie Ecclestone, F1's former boss, drops a bombshell in The Independent, saying, McLaren prefers a champion named Lando Norris for Australian fans. This feels like a gut punch. Piastri's leading the championship, yet he's asked to yield. And problem 4, the fans are livid. Damon Hill, the 1996 champ, runs a poll on X, cited in the document, and 68% of voters say Piastri was robbed. The boos raining down on Norris's podium moment, as he told Planet F1, show just how raw this wound is. This isn't just about a slow will nut, it's about trust, fairness, and whether McLaren's playing favorites in a title fight. So, why did McLaren make this call? At first, it seems straightforward. Team principal Andrea Stella, quoted in the document, says it's about principles. McLaren promised Norris no undercut, meaning no position loss through pit strategy. When the bot stop flipped the order, restoring Norris to Pita was, in Stella's words, the fair thing to do, then let them race. On paper, it's logical. Honor the pre-race pact. Keep trust intact. Stella even notes they'll review pit stop protocols to avoid this mess again. Case closed, right? Not so fast. The data tells a different story. Piastri's stop was a masterclass 1.9 seconds, as the document confirms. One of the fastest of the weekend. Norris's crew fumbled, costing him for seconds. In racing, execution is everything. As Piastri himself pointed out on the radio, slow pit stops had always been considered part of racing, so why override the stopwatch? The complexity kicks in when you dig into McLaren's so-called papaya rules. Their code for managing the title contenders. Here's where the evidence points to something bigger. According to the What Piastri and Webber Just Did document, this isn't just about one bad pit stop, it's about a team struggling to manage 2 championship-caliber drivers without picking a side. The most revealing part, Webber's warning. He's been here before, as he told the document, recalling his 2010 Red Bull days when he felt sidelined for Vettel. His comment that the gap on paper undersells Piastri's true control of the title race isn't just Aussie pride, it's a technical argument. Piastri's 9 wins, tying Webber and surpassing Daniel Ricciardo's 8, show he's no underdog. He's leading by 31 points. Yet McLaren's call at Monza shaved 3 off that lead for no fault of his own. The broader implication is clear. McLaren's papaya rules are a tightrope, and they're wobbling. Jacques Villeneuve, quoted in the document via Sky Sports, says Webber's mentorship is Piastri's shield, reminding him to stay sharp in a team that might lean toward Norris. Unlike Red Bull's 2010 chaos, where favoritism was blatant, McLaren's bias, if it exists, is subtle, wrapped in talk of fairness. But as Hill's X-poll shows, fans aren't buying it. The boos for Norris, per Planet F1, weren't personal, they were a rejection of team orders overriding a merit-based result. What happens next could define McLaren's season. The document lays out the stakes, with 224 points still up for grabs across 7 Grands Prix and 3 sprints. Piastri's 31-point lead is vulnerable. Norris's DNF at Zandvoort, mentioned in the document, already cost him 18 points. And another slip could tilt the title back to Piastri. But if McLaren keeps tweaking results to restore fairness, as Stella put it, they risk alienating their championship leader. The document warns that the moment one camp senses the scales tip, confidence erodes. That's the real danger, lose Piastri's trust. And the garage fractures. The upcoming Azerbaijan Grand Prix, September 19th to 21st, 2025, is a pressure cooker. Baku's tight streets and unpredictable walls punish mistakes, and McLaren's constructors lead near locked. Per Zach Brown's hint in the document means they can focus on the driver's title. But whose? If another pit stop goes wrong or a strategy call sparks debate, the document's prediction of every slow pit stop or undercut interpreted as bias will come true. Australian fans, already rallying behind Piastri's chase to be the first non-European champion since Jacques Villeneuve in 1997, are watching closely. The document notes their fervor. Piastri's 9 wins put him alongside Webber, chasing Alan Jones and Jack Brabham in the record books. A misstep now could crush that dream. So, where does McLaren go from here? The document leaves us with burning questions. First, what are the papaya rules really? Norris's quip to GPF feigns that they're barely a page suggests they're too vague to handle a title fight. Will McLaren publish a clear policy, as the document urges, or keep fumbling in the gray? Second, can Piastri trust his team? His compliance at Monza, per the document, shows he's a team player. But Webber's warning about tiny incidents snowballing into favoritism lingers. Third, what happens in Baku? The document predicts Qatar will bring its own chaos, but Azerbaijan's next. And a single mistake could reignite this firestorm. The evidence points to a team at a crossroads. McLaren's trying to balance the title contenders, but as Villeneuve told Sky Sports, there's no institutional favoritism set in stone. That's their chance to keep the playing field level. But one more questionable call, and the echoes of Monza will haunt them to Abu Dhabi. What do you think? Was McLaren right to swap Piastri and Norris, or did they rob Oscar of a fair fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's see how this championship battle unfolds. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're diving into Baku next.